promised land. Spread the vision through my people, cause we fans are equal. When we reach 20K subs, yeah, we gon' drop a sequel. Another Laker anthem track, watch me run it back. Got the keys to the city where my Laker jet.
What up, Laker fam? It's your boy DTLF back with another pregame live stream. How's everybody doing today? Lakers face off versus the Spurs. It's going to be very interesting because we have our shot at 3 games in a row. We have not won that this season. The max has been a 2-game win streak. So tonight we have a chance to break that and get a 3-game win streak. So that's awesome, man. I really look forward to, hopefully the Lakers will continue. We'll talk about keys of the game. I will give you guys the latest updates as soon as I get them. Still no word on LeBron James. All right. As of last I checked, he's still questionable. No word for him tonight. Maybe we'll get that, within the 30-minute mark, maybe, hopefully. If not, then most likely he won't play. But, can the Lakers continue to do what we did the last game and, show up? Everybody has to show up just like the last game. The Spurs, believe it or not, forget about their record, man. The Spurs are tough. We know that they're tough. They're coached by Popovich. And any team coached by Popovich always has to have your respect. However, one of the main key factors, man, we have to continue to feed the beast, Anthony Davis. All right. Quietly, he's having a monster season this year. All right. 25.3 points per game, 11.3 rebounds, 2.5 assists and 2 blocks, and 1.3 steals per game. He's shooting a career high 54.8% from the field, 57.3% from 2-point range. And overall, this dude is killing it right now. He has 8 double-doubles so far. So can we continue to feed the beast? By the way, he's the first Laker to drop 35-plus points and 15 rebounds in back-to-back games since Shaq in the year 2000. So he's in some nice territory here. Can he make it 3 in a row? We're going to need that tonight. Look, he's going up against Jakob Poeltl, and God knows he's a good player, but he's no Anthony Davis. So hopefully he can feast. He said, let's get this dub. Yes, sir. He said, no one on the Spurs can guard AD. That is one of the major keys for sure. But we got to play as a unit. We got to come out here, take care of the basketball. Russ, keep doing what you're doing off the bench. Lonnie Walker, keep killing, 15 plus every night. That's what he's averaging. He's killing it, man. So we need that production from all of them. On the defensive end, we got to watch out for Keldon Johnson, who's averaging a career high 21.9 points per game, shooting a high percent from the field. And he's a jack of all trades. He can rebound. He averages 5 rebounds, 3 assists, a steal. This dude is pretty good. Trey Jones is another one we got to watch out for. Right, his role has increased. He's averaging 11 points. And, of course, Jakob Poeltl, who, this season is averaging 13, shooting 64% from the field. So that is pretty high. And that means he's very efficient. And, of course, under Greg Popovich, he might not get a lot of touches, but the ones he does get, he's making them count. So you got to watch out for those 3 guys. But overall, look, last couple games we've been playing through Anthony Davis. We've been marking it. Austin Reeves says the Lakers have not lost belief in themselves this season. And you could tell, my boy Austin Reeves is out here, contributing on every single aspect of the game. Now, I do hope we come out with a similar starting lineup to last one where we had both Pat and Austin Reeves in the backcourt. Remember, I told you guys that would be my ideal one before the season started. That was before I found out, Patrick Beverley wasn't really going to make a huge impact. But, Poeltl's out. Even better. Then definitely continue to feed the beast, man. Should be a lot easier. He said Lonnie Walker's revenge game. Yeah, look, I think Lonnie Walker's going to come out here and try to show the Spurs what he was not able to do under San Antonio. Right now, he's playing in a free offensive system. He has the green light, and we're loving it. As Laker fans, it's just a blast. Thanks for the update, man. I don't know Poeltl was out. So, again, but you cannot relax because next man up, what about Vassell he might step up and have a big night. So, again, we got to take it as if everybody's healthy. Because, again, we don't know if LeBron James is going to play or not. Dan, do you like the Spurs trade deal? Remind me what it was again. Remind me what it was because I'm not sure which one you're talking about. He said, what's up, Dan? We better effing win tonight. Dan, I hope we re-sign Lonnie long-term. Lonnie has been tremendous, man. Tremendous for us. You know what? I hope the same thing. Now, listen, the Spurs are 6-11. All right, they're not 6-11 by accident. That's a team that's even in the West. They're still kind of right there, right? They have a better record than we do at 4-10. But tonight we can step up hopefully and get win number 5 of the season, and we can start turning the corner a little bit. Tonight is going to be huge for us. If we can win the 3rd straight win in a row, try to get back on track. If LeBron plays or not, then we'll figure it out. We'll go from there. My man said, thanks for talking Laker ball. It's my pleasure, man. Thank you guys for always tapping in. I appreciate y'all, man. Brandon, what's up, my boy? Yes, definitely going to talk to my boy Brandon on the phone tonight. Be a big bro. I'm going to be a big bro for my boy Brandon, man. But, hey, man, I wish you success, bro. YouTube, it's a very tough business, but consistency is key. I'll hit you up, man, as soon as I get done with this pre and post. Because, I just cannot focus, man. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm doing something over here on the side. All right, there you go. Finished it. He said, bless, love, DTLF. We really need this win tonight. I believe we got this LA for life. You know what, bro? Yes, we do need this win, but we need to continuously continue to try to get these wins because it's a long season and a lot of people have already counted us out, but we got to step up to the plate and show them that we got longevity. Look, the role players are starting to come into their own. Anthony Davis is just starting to hit his peak basketball right now. And so, again, we need him to go off. Ronnie, appreciate you, man. He said, loving the pregame, Mr. Consistency. Are the Lakers changing the starting lineup with two bigs? I'm not sure. Again, we're waiting for the update right now. I will update you guys as soon as we get it. Usually that happens at the bottom or at the top of the hour. So, again, but Anthony Davis being the first Laker with 35-plus points and 15 rebounds on back-to-back games since Shaquille O'Neal, that is why we need to keep feeding him, and most likely he's going to be there as well. He said, hey, Dan, take Crowder from us. My boy's a Suns fan. Listen, I've never been a fan of Jay Crowder, man. He reminds me, in a lot of ways, me of a lot of Patrick Beverley. A lot of talking and not enough walking, personally. Now, can he, knock down corner threes and play some solid defense? Sure, but this dude is a master flopper. Not a fan. XRP boy Bradley, thank you so much for Super Chat. Bro said, Pirtle is the truth. Pop even said it himself that they are in a place they are because of him. He said, be interesting what Pop does with him out tonight. Yeah, you never underestimate that Greg Popovich. I'll tell you, man. I'm not a fan of his because he snitched on us and was telling teams not to trade AD to us. So I really hope AD punches that team in the mouth tonight and he comes out with a 40-plus point game. He could do it easily, right? But in order for that to happen, he needs to continue to demand the ball, continue going inside where this is bread and butter, man. He can finish with either hand, drop step. He has a great triple threat from the free throw line down. So, I mean, he's had tons of success, and I want to see that continue. Dan, when are you going to do a live game? Oh, you guys want to see the live in-game reaction? Yeah, man. Hey, if we get any of these videos up to 500 likes, the next game I will do a live stream. All right. You scratch my back, I scratch yours. That's the way it works. The reason I don't do it that often is because people, they prefer pregame, halftime report and postgame. So I try to give the people what they want. But yeah, man, we get 500 likes on this video or the halftime report or any of the videos, then I will definitely, come out and do a live stream the next video because, I'm the people's champ, man. I want to do whatever you guys want. He said, if the Lakers keep playing like this, we can make the play-in tournament 100%. Again, it's still early, man. And the West is kind of in scramble mode. Look, it was like a couple of days ago. I checked the chart. I don't know. I haven't checked it recently. But in the standings between 1 and 9, they were separated by a game and a half. So that tells you that there's still a chance for the Lakers to get right. Now, I don't want to sound delusional here and saying we could be championship contenders. But if we make the right deal that complements our star players plus the role players, then anything can happen. What's up, Evan? I'm doing good, bro. Thanks for asking, man. Want to go hoop with my family. So, just got back, man. Very, very excited for tonight's game. I haven't been this excited for a Laker game probably since after we went 0-3, and I was like, oh, no, we got to make a trade. So my excitement's starting to pick back up. If they really want to get my excitement on, then they win in the next 2 games. And then my excitement will be fully back on because we'll only be 3 games behind under 500. And with LeBron coming back, anything is possible, my friend. Anything's possible. He said, Pop complained about the Chris Paul trade. He was telling teams not to trade with the Lakers. Yep, and not only the Chris Paul trade, but the AD trade as well, bro. So, it's one of those things where I'm just like, I don't know why there's so much hatred. Well, scratch that. I know exactly why. 17 titles on the way. Of course, it's going to be hatred, man. I'm sorry, 17 titles and counting. So, I'm doing good, man. Thanks for asking, Jason. Thank you, bro. He said, Lonnie and Troy are must keepers. Lonnie, Troy, Austin Reeves, Wenyan Gabriel. I would love to bring Thomas Bryant back. I know he's only given us one game, but I know what he's going to bring. He's going to bring that energy and that passion. Darvin Ham talked about it in the last post game. So, it's one of those things, man. One of those things. He said, yeah, the West is kind of open. That's what I'm saying. We're not officially out of it yet because, like you said, the West was open, man. And we kind of got blessed by the fact that the Warriors aren't on point. The Timberwolves aren't on point. There's a lot of openings for a team to sneak up in the standings, but we got to get right. If we don't get right, this can be a wasted opportunity, right? Once those teams start to wake up or they make trades or whatever, and they start getting it right, because usually teams go through turmoil early on for the first third of the season. Second, third, they start to kind of change the tide, and then, the final third, that's when you see who's the real deal. But, a lot of teams still don't have an identity, believe it or not. Damien, appreciate you, bro. Thanks for super chat. He said, like Shaq says, barbecue chicken, feed the big dog Anthony Davis, need to go for 20-10 for the Lakers to win. Yeah, you know what? I'm expecting higher numbers, but I agree with you, bro. Barbecue chicken alert. I think he's going 30+ tonight. If they keep feeding him and he continues to stay aggressive, I've always said it, man. Him and Joel Embiid are the two best bigs in the league. They're like head and shoulders above everybody. Well, no disrespect to Jokic. Jokic offensively might be the best one just because of his basketball IQ. But I'm talking about complete defensive and offensive, right? That's the only reason I didn't mention Jokic. But, I don't get it wrong. I love Joker. He's top 3 for sure, in my opinion. But what I'm saying is AD and Joel are the most complete bigs who can do a little bit of everything. They can space, right? Even though the jump shot hasn't been crazy. But they can space. They can defend. They can rebound. Obviously, they can pass and score from the paint. Two of the best. Everybody forgot about Anthony Davis, so I'm glad they were roasting him this summer because now you've awakened the beast. Now you see how good he is. Even just last week when we were talking about potentially trading AD if they were going to punt the season away, just last week people were saying he doesn't have trade value. I said, you're crazy. Anthony Davis has insane trade value because everybody knows if he can stay healthy for a good spurt, you have a good shot. At any night, any given night. So he said Lonnie can create his own shot. Agreed, man. Yo, Dan, what did you think about the first game of the World Cup? Honestly, it was boring, but I think it was the first home country to lose, the home opener. But Ecuador is a solid team. But look, I can't wait for tomorrow. That's when it starts, man. I believe that we will win. Let's see what Team USA does tomorrow, man. It's exciting to watch. I love the World Cup. And you know what? We get some exciting games. I might have to do some recaps on the second channel, Primetime TV. So I look forward to it, man. This whole World Cup event is going to be crazy. I hope that my favorite team, Mexico, and my second favorite team, Brazil, and my third favorite team, Team USA, at least all make it to the qualifying rounds, out of the qualifying rounds, right? He said Messi's about to go crazy. I can't wait. Look, he's overdue to go far, at least into the finals, man. Bro, him and Cristiano Ronaldo have not made the impact during World Cups that we think, they're capable of. So, it's a different level, different competitions. Every country's bringing the best of the best. So I can't wait to watch it, though, man. The truth will always be told in this tournament. The best of the best. He said, got to keep Lonnie. I don't care if he eats up cap space. Me too. We got to be smart. And that's something we've been talking about as a fan base. We want to start building an identity. We got to stop letting good free agents go. It's about time we start locking these dudes up. Forget about the cap. You got to go over, so be it. There's other ways around the cap, right? He said Team USA always beat Mexico, though. Not in these tournaments. Not in these tournaments. Recently, they've had some, success. But, even though Mexico has struggled recently, I will still put my money on Mexico if they get the matchup at any point. But they're in different groups. So even for them to even face off, the charts would kind of have to line up. He said, why would you support who? Brazil over USA? Because since I was a little man, I was always a big fan of the way it's not about, nationality for me. Loving sports is bigger than race, right? Now, obviously, I love Mexico because my mom and my family, we were indoctrinated into soccer since we were little. So, they love it and I love it because we're all connected through that way. But I like Brazil because they just play a beautiful brand of soccer. And I'm not like the biggest soccer fan, but when the World Cup comes around, I become the biggest soccer fan, right? Brazil, man, historically, one of my favorite teams ever, had some of the best players. Do your research, man. I think it was 2004, 2002. I forgot. When I was a kid, they beat Germany, and it was one of the most epic finals I've ever seen. Listen, just to set up the storyline, Germany, their goalie, right, had never been scored on in that tournament, and Brazil came in and just they dropped like 5-6 goals on them. So I love it, man. It's exciting, and Brazil always been entertaining, man. So it's more than nationality for me. It's just a beautiful sport, right? And when they play the right way, I'm a fan. And again, there's gonna be teams that I bandwagon on because I'm a casual soccer fan. I'm not a diehard. But the last World Cup, Colombia was interesting. They had Cuadrado. They had so many good players. Every World Cup, the beauty of it is that a different hero rises. And watch Ochoa, the goalkeeper for Mexico, he's about to look like Superman the way he be blocking shots during the World Cup. He's a different. He elevates his game during World Cup. So big fan. He said, "Who gives a damn about soccer, bro? Let's talk later." They asked me, man. You might not give a damn about soccer, but the World Cup happens every 4 years, so I definitely care about it. But yeah, let's get back to basketball. Ask the questions, man. Ask the questions. He said Brazil is always good to watch. A lot of great players came from Brazil. Facts. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. I'm a big Brazil fan, man. One time I bought a Rivaldo jersey when I was little. That shit was fire, man. People used to think I was Brazilian when I wore that thing in the soccer field when I was a kid. Do you got the starting lineup? Let me double check that for you, man. Waiting for the updates. Mike Trudell. Let's see. Let's see if we got that starting lineup for you, brother. We still don't have that starting lineup for you. So it could come in any minute now. So I'll just keep refreshing the timeline and I'll get that for you. Hang tight, man. Hang tight. I get it as soon as they drop it. So, do I speak Spanish? Claro que sí, man. Claro que sí. Soy raza, compa. He said, we need to win this game tonight. 3 in a row is needed. Yeah, man. And we need to keep winning, too. We can't afford very many losses. And no disrespect to San Antonio because they're always going to be well coached. And they're like a well-oiled machine. They're always rolling and rolling. But the bottom line is these are teams we got to beat if we want to consider ourselves a good team this season. Not a great one, just to consider ourselves a good team. All right, here are the starters, guys. Same starters as the last game. Beverly, Reeves, Walker, Brown Jr., and Anthony Davis. So as expected, same starters. We're getting success. One thing I commend, I don't like the small ball. I'll be honest with you. But I'll commend Darvin Ham in this. He definitely builds stability by sticking to the same rotations, right? The same starters, pending on injuries and stuff. So I guess LeBron is out again. Yeah, unfortunately. But I'll say this. Since LeBron is out, it's better that he rests. If we can get this win, that's a plus because now you rested LeBron. He's getting healthier and healthier. Again, he's older, guys, so we got to be patient. And at the same time, you get the win. So the win is even more crucial now. My man said, I'm tired of Patrick Beverly. Facts. Big facts. He said, this is good for the team. They got to learn how to play without LeBron. And we talked about this in the offseason. I said, if we're going to build a good team, our players need to learn how to win without Bron. Credit to Darvin again, because he's been maximizing everybody's potential, from Anthony Davis to Russell Westbrook, right? To the role players like obviously Troy Brown Jr., Lonnie Walker, Austin Reeves. He's getting maximum effort from those guys. And even Kendrick Nunn chipped in the last game. So if we get a repetition of that, we shouldn't have a problem tonight. However, the defense, we got to tighten that up. We gave away too many points in the last game, right? So, yeah, LeBron is out, unfortunately. But the good news is it gives us a chance to continue to build chemistry and camaraderie without him. And we get the exact same starting lineup as we did the last game. So, some cohesion, hopefully. And they got to come out of the gate, take care of the basketball early. I hope they don't come off to a slow start like they did the last game because, man, we struggled, right? We were down like 13, 14, 15, and eventually they woke up. So versus Spurs, they're much more disciplined. They don't turn the ball over very much. So we got to make sure that we're, consistently paying attention to the little details when you face a team as disciplined as Greg Popovich's team. So Max Christie is back. No, last I checked, I haven't got the update on that. So he should still be out with the COVID flu symptoms, right? So unfortunately, we don't have an update for that, though. I'll let you guys know. He said Lakers future equals Reeves, Lonnie, Troy Brown, and AD. You know what, man? We always thought we had a future before. It was obviously different. But I'll say this, man, nobody's safe around the Lakers because if they find a star player or even an upgrade or something they believe to be an upgrade, they're willing to part ways with those players, man. We thought that certain players were going to be keepers. Last year, we thought Malik Monk was going to be one. Before that, we thought Caruso and Kuzma and KCP were keepers, right? So I would love to say, yes, we have a future right now. But for now, man, let's just take it one game at a time because you just never know. they might shock the world and pull off another trade, right? And these players, the better they play, the more their trade value goes up. So you better believe around the trade deadline or whenever before that, there's going to be teams calling about those pieces, right? And if they entice the Lakers, they might pull the trigger. So who knows? So we are not a shooting team. Let's continue to attack the basket and use our bigs. Yes. And somebody asked earlier if we were going to go with the big man lineup to start. Well, we didn't, right? Obviously, the starting lineup is the exact same as the last game. So what do the Lakers have to do? I really liked that lineup off the bench with Thomas Bryant, Wenyen, Gabriel. We went big, and then Russ was, playmaking with them. They were playing with a lot of energy. I'd love to see that same lineup tonight in the rotation. So I hope by halftime I'm excited again because that bench did it again, and hopefully Kendrick Nunn could stay. He could live up to his first name, Kendrick. You got a great name like that, you got to ball out. What happened to Shaq's son, Dan? He's playing for the G League squad, I think, right now. Yeah, I think so. Doesn't he play in the same team that Victor Wembanyama plays in? I think he does. Somebody fact check that, but I think he does. LeBron James is not playing. We have the exact same starting lineup as the last game. So we didn't get the update official word, but the starting lineup tells the whole story, right? No LeBron James. He's out once again against the Spurs, for those of you just tapping in right now. He said AD has put them bigs in foul trouble. He needs to keep that up, man. This is the AD. Listen, I haven't heard no street clothes comments. I haven't heard no disrespect towards this man. And this is how you earn respect. Same thing happened with Russ. I haven't heard no Westbrook in quite a while, ever since he came off the bench. So this is how you earn your respect. You got to continue to play up to your standards, right? We knew Russ was an all-star and a Hall of Famer. He just wasn't playing like it. Now he is off the bench, which is even better. And same thing with AD. He wasn't playing like a superstar due to injuries or whatever you want to say, but now he is. And so he has to continue that. That's how you earn your respect here in LA. That's how you earn your stripes. Personally, me, I never disrespected AD. I considered maybe trading him if they continue to lose, obviously, because you want to start the rebuild, but not for lack of confidence in him. I know when he's healthy, he's a beast monster. He's a Loch Ness monster, man. He said Ham had that 3-guard lineup in the first quarter last game. When that didn't work, he adjusted quickly to that Davis Bryant lineup. He said Frank, meanwhile, would just have kept throwing Russ and Bradley as starters. You're absolutely right. And that's another thing I like about Darvin Ham a lot. Like, he's winning me over with his rotations because he has made adjustments. And there's times when the game is getting away and he calls a timeout and we readjust and we come out more aggressive. We come out more focused, more poised, and we come out on top because of it. So he said Matt Ryan needs some minutes tonight. I definitely would like to see him, get some spot up minutes here and there. The only problem with him is when you put him out there, you're giving up a lot of defense because same thing with Cole Swider and certain players. Like, defensively, they're going to be liabilities. So it's almost like defensively you're playing 5-on-4 at times. And that's a risk you have to take if you need floor spacing. However, if Troy Brown Jr. is knocking down shots, Lonnie Walker, and everybody's knocking down shots, and maybe you don't find the need to play Mr. DoorDash. But, I love his shooting. I love how clutch he's been. And if there's an opportunity, I do hope they play him tonight. All right. Any more questions, guys? He said, is LeBron playing? Nope. He is not playing. LeBron James is out once again, unfortunately. He said, we still need shooters to win consistently. I agree. I will continue with my statement. I haven't changed my stance as far as what we need. And we need more shooting, more wing depth. And it would be nice to have another backup big. But if Thomas Bryant continues to fill that role, then, that's going to go away. The plea for another big. He said Matt Ryan is barbecue chicken on D. Exactly. He said, Dan, we should trade Patrick Beverley, don't you think? If there's a good offer, man, we gave up a lot, to be honest with you. We gave up a young prospect who's still, 22? And THT. And we gave up a very good defensive player in Stanley Johnson with some size. And that was unfortunate because I really like Stanley Johnson. And I also like THT, regardless of, people not having the patience to see him develop. And that's always been the problem here in Los Angeles, is that eventually we see these players go elsewhere and shine, right? But if there is a move to be had for Patrick Beverley without giving up a pick, because we didn't get a pick when we acquired him, so why should we give one up, right? Then I would say, yeah, because to be honest with you, man, defensively, he's been just okay. He hasn't really moved the needle for me defensively. And offensively, he's been a no-show. Not a fan of that. Imagine if we actually had a floor spacing guard there. Like, let me give an example. Like, if Derek Fisher was in his prime and he was playing that role, my goodness, If we had like a Derek Fisher type who was a 3-and-D with this team, we'd be singing a whole different tune. We probably would have won 5 extra games. And I'm not even exaggerating. That's how good Fisher was, man. But he said, DTLF, what is the one trade you would like to help LeBron and AD? Well, you know what, Jordan Smith? I love this question because it's always the same question, but it's the same answer for me. I'm still sold on Buddy Hield and Miles Turner, especially if we can give up 2 first-round protected picks. That's even better, or at least protection on one, heavy protection, like top 10 protected. If we can protect them both, I'm giving them up in a heartbeat. But if you can't protect them, then I see why they haven't done it. But that's definitely, man, that would be a trade that I think moves the needle for us. I really do. Although it would hurt a little bit now to trade Russ because he's been phenomenal, but I still do it because it gives you the depth and the versatility you have. You do lose a little bit of spark off the bench, though. I'm not going to lie, because Russ has been phenomenal off the bench. He said D-Fish and Robert Horry for Westbrook. Imagine you could turn back the clock, man. My goodness. The Patrick Beverly is playing Danny Green's role. We just need him to play defense. People were really hard on Danny Green as well because he was missing tons of shots. But Patrick Beverly, even his defense has been inconsistent. At times he looks great, and at times he's just overplaying them and fouling. Maybe he'll settle in and start playing better, but for now, I have not been impressed by him this season. Very few moments where I've sent, great defense, Patrick Beverly. Like, he really was a momentum changer. To be honest, I've liked Austin Reeves' defense and a couple of other players' defense a little bit more. He said, we should have kept THT. Beverly is trash compared to him. Not just THT, but especially Stanley Johnson. Like, I was shocked he wasn't included in the package. That's why it hurt me. Because I looked at Darvin Ham's system and his schemes and how focused he is on the defensive end. And I said, Stanley Johnson is going to fit in like a glove. Last year, even, he was an X factor to a certain degree, right? But unfortunately, he was a part of the package, and that kind of blindsided me. I couldn't believe we gave all that up. I guess they had to make the salary work or whatever, but I would have sat on those 2 players, to be honest. He said, we need to spend money on shooters in the offseason. That's it. Here's my thing, though. I'm going to say this. The Lakers are going to have plenty of trade pieces during the trade deadline. Let me give you some names, okay? Pat Bev, if there's interest in him, we can get some wings, some size, some shooting or whatever. That'd be cool. Dennis Schroeder, if he doesn't adapt, he definitely has some trade value. He's been traded more times than I can count, especially with his contract price. So very tradable for another role player, whatever the case may be, right? Kendrick Nunn, again, an expiring contract, all tradable pieces. Let's not forget about Russ. We have some trade value. Believe it or not, people say we don't have a lot to trade, but at the trade deadline or before that, when those contracts that signed in the offseason become eligible, don't be shocked if the Lakers make like a trade we haven't been talking about out of left field. That could happen. At least that's what I'm hoping for, some more complementary pieces to go alongside with AD, LeBron. And if Russ is still here, Russ. He said, where is Stanley Johnson? He's currently an unrestricted free agent, believe it or not, and we can't pick him up due to the CBA, which I think is pathetic, right? So basically, if you trade a player to a team and they drop him, you can't pick him up, right? You can't pick him up till somebody else picks him up and drops him again or trades him back to you. So that sucks, right? Because I think he would have fit in perfectly. He said, can we just trade Jones for Johnson? We can't, bro. He's an unrestricted free agent. If somebody picks him up, maybe. He said, yeah, but Stanley cannot shoot or create his own shot, and we need pieces that allow Ham's offense to work. But I'll say this, man. Even though he can't really create his own shots, he was a beast at times attacking the rim. You must have forgot about that game versus the Jazz last year when he just destroyed Rudy Gobert, made him look like the weakest player of the year, right? So, I mean, he was clutch. Believe it or not, he was knocking down shots and doing things last season. I'm not sure if you were tuning in during those games, but he surprised me. He surprised me, and his defense is elite, especially for the modern-day NBA. He's able to defend and use his size well. He was even guarding 5s, 4s, 3s, 2s, and 1s. So those kind of players have a lot of value, even if they're not primary scorers or even secondary scorers, right? But we got to look at the other things he would have brought. He would have brought size, wing depth. He would have brought defensive leadership. He would have brought a good veteran, locker room presence, all kinds of value. He even had a nickname for the Lakers last season. That's how good he was. He said, Cavs traded Ilgauskas in 2008. He got waived, and then they re-signed him. That's not allowed now. They changed the CBA, bro. A lot of things have changed, unfortunately. He said, "Thank God for that rule, because when Indy waived, because when Indy cuts Russ, people will want to sign him back. Honestly, off the bench for the rest of the year, I wouldn't even be mad at that." It sounds like bull jive. We got Shannon Sharp in the building. The only person I ever heard say bull jive was Shannon Sharp. No disrespect, but I think it's a funny word, man. He said, "I can see the Lakers picking him up next season." Oh, for sure. Oh, for sure. He said Dwight looks like magic in Wilt in Taiwan, and that shows you. And no disrespect, man, because Taiwan is awesome. They love their basketball and they're very passionate. But that shows you there's levels to this. The NBA is at the very top level, and those other competitive leagues, even though they're competitive in their own right, Dwight Howard, what did he drop? Like 38, like 20, and I forgot. I lost count. Man, Dwight is and people were saying bring him back, but he wouldn't have did the same thing here. He could have gave you probably better minutes than Damian Jones, if we're being honest. If we're being honest, right? So, but all I'm saying is, yeah, man, I'm not mad at the fact they didn't bring him back. It's just he wouldn't have been the same player here, you know? He said, "Do you think Kershaw should retire, Dan?" Man, Kershaw is he's a different player in the postseason than his regular season, man. I love regular season Kershaw, though. Anytime you get it, somebody like that to come back, I'll bring him back. Can the Pacers trade still happen? Of course. Matter of fact, I think it's more likely as the season progresses because more teams start finding out their identity and, they start figuring out if they're buyers or sellers. And then most times, most teams will become sellers. He said Dwight is better than Jones for real, though. That's what I'm saying. And it's no disrespect to Jones. I still think he has some value he adds to the team. But he hasn't got off to the hottest start to start the season. Him or Patrick Beverley. I think they've been probably him, Patrick Beverley, and Kendrick Nunn have probably combined gave us, the least on, especially on the offensive end. He said Dave Roberts should retire. Yeah, I'm definitely not a big fan of that manager, man. Get him out of here. He said Carlos Correa to the Dodgers. I've been hearing rumors, man. I've been hearing Aaron Judge to the Dodgers. All this money they got from all the players they let go. I'm just not sure if they need more star power. I think pitching matters. They should, spend their money on depth over star power. But I'm not mad if they get any other star. I mean, come on, man. It's always fun to watch. He said Dwight deserves to be on a team in the NBA. It's messed up that no team would take him. That's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes, man. Listen, the NBA, there's less than 500 people in the NBA at the same time every season. So a lot of people won't get that opportunity. Jamal Crawford's career got ended prematurely. Carmelo almost got blackballed. And right now he hasn't got an opportunity either. He could still be in the league as well. So yeah, man, that's the unfortunate nature of the business is that new players come in and replace old players all the time. But yeah, it's always happened like that. He said Correa in the postseason is fire. I know. That shit would be crazy. He said Rams mailed it in again, bro. I'm so disappointed in the Rams. But you know what? The injuries have plagued us. Man, prayers up for my boy Cooper Kupp. A speedy recovery for my dog, man. That one hurt. And then at least Tutu Atwell had a nice 60-plus yard catch, man. That was nasty. I'm hoping that they start incorporating him a little bit more because he has some crazy speed out there at the wide receiver slot. But overall, yeah, man, I'll be honest with you. I've been so busy, I haven't even had a chance to do post-game recaps on the Rams. But whenever I get a chance, I will still, even though they're having a losing season, there's still some positives to take out and some player development and stuff like that to talk about. But you know what, man? Hey, we can't win it every season. We know how hard it is to repeat in football, right? Very few teams have done it. Have any done it at all? Very few teams have done it. So I want to say this was expected, but I'm not shocked, right? If that makes sense. He said, Rams season is over, bro. 7 losses just too much. Stafford is in concussion and Kupp is out for 4 weeks. I know, bro. At this point, I'm just kind of hoping they continue to tank and we get a good draft pick out of it. He said, why do Niners/Laker fans exist? I'll tell you why, Freeman. I have a lot of friends that are fans of different Cali teams, and I respect it because at the end of the day, we didn't have an LA team here for so long. So when they come and they overpower our stadiums, they're going to stay loyal to whatever franchise they adopted, right, as their own. So I'm not mad at it, to be honest with you. I don't even take it as a sign of disrespect. I hope that the Rams can continue to build that culture up, and eventually we're going to overpower our own stadiums and other people's stadiums, just like the Lakers do when they go on the road. right? But for now, I mean, it's honestly is these fans that have been fans of either the Raiders or the 49ers, some even the Chargers, unfortunately. So, these fans they're sticking right by their team, and I can't be mad at that. I respect loyalty. That's the way I see things personally. He said Carlos Correa. That would be a dope ass acquisition. I'm not even gonna lie. He said Patriots and Lakers fan here. Now that, Sammy, no disrespect, my boy, because you got my last name. But that I do not understand, man. I cannot comprehend any Lakers/Boston team fan. But hey, to each his own. I can't even hate. It is what it is, bro. I mean, I can see why you became a fan of them because of all the great years they had with Tom Brady. But I could never, man. I could never. He said the problem with the NBA now is that GMs see more value in just athleticism and shooting than skills. That's a good point. He said if you can't shoot and run the floor, you are out. The game has passed Dwight and Melo. That is facts. That is fact. That's a huge part of it. But also they value youth, which also goes in line with your athleticism comment, right? They value youth a lot more, and everybody's trying to hit that home run, right? Everybody's trying to find the next gem, the next Giannis, the next. Bobo's been killing it lately, and he didn't have many opportunities in Denver, so I'm happy for bro. Son of a legend, son of Manute Bol. So very excited for him. And sometimes it does take an opportunity. So these teams are giving these young talented players opportunities to showcase their skill set, and sometimes that comes at the expense of the older talented players, right? Indo 420, what's up, my boy? He said, come on, Dan, say it. LOL. How about them Cowboys? My boy's too happy right now, man. Nah, I'll never say it, brother. But I do appreciate the donation and the symbolism behind it. Cowboy, listen, man. I can't even talk smack. My Rams are done. So congrats to everybody having a good season. I salute y'all, man. That's all I can say. I can't even be a hater right now. Now, when my Rams come back next season, now I'm gonna talk the most because y'all been talking the most. So, but I love it. I wouldn't have it any other way. He said, I just think it's a bit weird given that the Celtics, the franchise, are associated with the Niners, are in San Francisco, and the Lakers in LA. Look, everybody has an origin story, bro. I can't tell it. I'm not a gatekeeper for fandom. I'm hoping to eventually recruit a lot of fans to be LA Rams fans because horns up, baby. It's nothing better than the Rams in LA. But that's on them. I'm gonna stay loyal to the first team that got here since I've been a football fan, and that's the Rams. So I'm very excited for their future. I know right now we traded away a shit ton of draft picks. There's rumors about Coach retiring once Cooper Kupp and Aaron Donald and all these guys hang it up. But we have a huge market. We just won a championship, and it's always going to be a bright future for us. You saw what Tutu did today. He said Lakers need Jonathan Isaac. You know what? I wouldn't mind him at all. He's a very good. He's a very lanky wing / power forward. He said, did you watch the USC UCLA game there? I did not, bro. I did not, unfortunately. Yeah, I've been busy. I've been with my family this weekend. I've been spending a lot of time with my family. So, holidays around the corner. But I heard it was great. He said, USA plays tomorrow in soccer at 11 a.m. I believe that we will win, Craig. Let's get it, man. I'm excited. Again, USA, my third favorite team in this tournament. So, let's see what they could do. I'm excited. It's put up or shut up time. He said, unlike the NBA teams, almost never repeat back-to-back as championships in the NFL. Yeah, man, the NFL is just a different monster. You see Andrew Whitworth retired, and he made such a huge difference. I mean, this guy was a grizzly bear, in the middle, and we miss him. But hey, he has his right to retire, and it is what it is. We got to draft probably, some O-line players pretty soon and pick up some in free agency. That should be a priority because, man, we've been getting run over all season long. But it is what it is. Like I said, we are still champions until somebody lifts the trophy again. So I'm very proud of my Rams, and I'm gonna still stay watching them. I'm rooting for these young bucks to carve out a niche. I want to see some of these young guys. He said, Dan, I'm not blaming LeBron for everything, but I feel like the Lakers are more aggressive without him, as they should be. Because remember, he's getting older, Max. He can't carry this team forever. His back is gonna end up looking like a question mark if he continues to carry this team moving forward at his age. So that's what we need, right? We need other guys to step up. That's what we needed since 2 seasons ago. But, hopefully they continue because they've done a great job the last couple of games. But we need to see consistency. Hopefully tonight we get another dub without him. Now you can start building a narrative that, hey, These role players are good enough to win, even when LeBron goes missing, right, due to injuries. So that's a good thing. All right, final couple questions before I get off, guys. I'm gonna go prepare for this game. He said, "I trade AD for KD this summer and get Kyrie. That would be something to watch for sure." He said, "What's good, Dan? Definitely, Coach Raheem Morris needs to go." My boy, what's up, Eric? Good to see you, man. Go Lakers, baby. Yes, sir. And anyways, guys, that's going to wrap it up for me. Thank you so much for tapping in pregame. Always a blast chopping it up with y'all, man. Much love. I'll most likely see you guys here for pregame, for halftime report, unless, like I said, my family's over and I don't want to, neglect them before they take off. So if I'm busy, I won't, but you for sure find me here for the post-game recap. All right. Enjoy the game. Go Lakers. Let's make it 3 in a row, baby. Let's go.